When I turned 20, I was overcome with the thought that I might not turn 21. Death upon my doorstep, if I took one more step, there'd be nothing left of me except these songs. And my father told me, Noah, well, you don't know where you're going. Just stand still, soon you will. Pretty words, pretty words. But this episode is not about pretty words. It is about standing still. Oh yeah. What's up? My name is Ray with getrealrae, a place and space for life and business tips from this creative soul to hopefully inspire you on your journey, or at the very least provide you with some laughs. And so let's get real. Let's get real about stillness. Okay. So it might seem a little strange coming from me, given that for those of you who are not new to this channel, you might feel like, she seems to have a lot going on. And, you know, I want to live a life where I have lived. I don't want for my years on earth to be the majority of that time spent watching TV or scrolling or wishing, wanting, oh, if only I could have, right? And that's a personal choice. So there are some people who take great joy in watching TV or scrolling. Like, that brings them great joy. And so to know that they spent the majority of their life watching TV or scrolling just seems like, but I spent my existence, the majority of my existence, in great joy. So that sounds like a life well lived to me. And I don't knock it, right? If that is great joy for you and you're able to live a life feeling fulfilled doing that, and you know, hopefully contribute somewhat to human existence, society as a whole, maybe through acts of kindness, or I don't know what you do. I mean, I guess don't be like some evil pirate sitting on a treasure that you didn't even get yourself. Like, you stole the treasure from someone else, okay? And you are not nice to anybody, and you try not to even talk to anybody. You're like, I'm going to be completely alone because I don't want anybody trying to take my treasure. And so you're the pirate and you're alone in your cave or ship or something with your treasure, and then you're watching your TV and you're scrolling, and that brings you great joy. Well, you stole that treasure. So what? You haven't contributed anything good to society other than the fact that you breathe and you're helping oxygen, carbon emissions. I don't know. I guess my point is, live your life in a way that makes you feel like you're a good steward of your time. Yeah. I'm not here to define that. But for me, being a good steward of my time means doing a lot of things. Now, to be fair, there are some things that I do that I'm like, oh, I don't really want to be doing that. But I feel like I gotta do it because it's going to get me closer to doing something else that I want to do, or it allows me to be able to do other things, you know. So, like, I don't really want to teach this class or something, but gonna have to do it. Or I don't want to have to give this refund, gonna have to do it because it's going to allow for me not to deal with that bad review that might come down the pipeline, or um, mm, or because I changed something, and now maybe I changed the time because the class hasn't met the minimum number of students, and so I'm offering them, would you like a different time? When I have other students like, no, just refund. Oh, I kind of would be like, jerk, you don't deserve a refund. But honestly, okay, my rule is I'm not going to teach for peanuts. I'm not going to be making $1 an hour, so here's your refund. And I guess I should even start to really reframe that in my brain, or do a better job of reframing that in my brain in terms of, well, I am more than happy to give you your refund, because that is going to allow me to continue to honor my rules, which is I don't work for $1 an hour. So that's what I mean by doing things that don't really want to do. And for you, that might be like, I've seen my kid play soccer 200 times, and I don't really want to go to another soccer party where the kids are all eating pizza. I don't like any of those parents. I love my kid, but their team keeps losing. But I know my kid wants to go to the soccer party, so I'm going to do it, right? It's going to make my kid happy, right? That parent can reframe it in the brain of, I am so thrilled that even though my kid's team keeps losing, my kid is really stoked to go to this party. So I just love that I get to take my kid to this party. Aces, high five score, best memories ever. Yeah. I do a lot, and you might do a lot too. So what's up with Stillness? Well, I have been doing a lot of house sits in California, and California has really nice weather. And so it's, unless you're dealing with like the holidays, a lot of people don't go away for months. It's just not, they're like, no, the weather's fine here. All right, I'm good. And getting long house sits in nice places can seem like a huge task. So there's been a lot of moving from place to place to place. And that in and of itself does take a toll. It does on me, on my car. I'm trying to really keep a lot of the sits close together. My first year with house sitting, I didn't mind going from state to state. But traveling from state to state also impacts my work, my online work. I have to be able to keep track of time zones and the amount of travel time as well. If I'm trying to factor in flights into my schedule, that means that's time that I am not working and generating money through that work. If I have to do a long drive, I really get a little frustrated when I see house sits where someone wants you to come like on a Tuesday or Wednesday in the middle of the day. And I'm thinking, you may be retired, and so you're going away and you get that cheaper flight during the week, but a lot of sitters are not retired, and so it's difficult to be available during the week to start that sit or to finish a sit midday on a work day, because that's disruptive to their work. So with all of that, I have really been feeling like, oh, great, another change, another place. And there have been a number of sits where it's only 4 days, or maybe it is a week, but the parking is insane. And so it's really a hassle to get all of like my bathroom basket and my suitcase all into the apartment along with the material that I need for work. So maybe I just bring 2 things with me into the apartment. And so all of this bouncing around, juggling work, juggling where I'm staying, it's definitely left me feeling like, I'm rushing. And I've enjoyed these house sits, but it wasn't until recently where I actually had a house sit where I could tell that the couple really, I could tell that it took a lot for them to just feel good. That was just the impression that I got. Like, they were really sweet people, but I got the impression that maybe one or more partners was possibly recovering from something or had a past history of something, and just really worked hard to create a space where they felt encouragement around them at all times. That's great. So I could not knock them for the things that made the sit less ideal for me. Like, oh, I'm stepping on kitty litter. Well, they probably can't afford one of those Roomba, vacuum things. And they've got mats to catch kitty litter, but they probably also didn't think to sweep right before they left as well. And not everyone was raised that way. Some people were raised that way, but it takes more energy that they have to do that action of sweeping. And for some people, they're just oblivious. They just don't notice. So with all of that being said, I didn't shower for a couple of days. Like, I was looking at the towels, like, are these clean towels or not? And then to get over to where to do the laundry, I just can't be bothered. I would rather just not shower. And I'm just going to be having to figure things out. And after I left that house sit, because the parking was all over the place, enjoyed, the pets, whatnot. But I was so thrilled to go to the gym and take a shower. Like, that gym shower just felt like the most amazing thing ever. I was like, yes. I haven't been to the gym in about a month because I've been in these different locations where my gym isn't even near some of these house sits. Or the parking's so crazy that leaving my parking spot would just be a disaster. So I'm better off using whatever kettlebells they have in the house and making it work. So that gym shower was like, oh man, this is the best. Like, I did not want to leave the gym shower. And then I felt weird because I didn't even have time to do any of the exercise equipment. I just had time to shower, and then I had to get back in my car. Was supposed to go record some stuff in a studio, and that completely fell apart. It felt like just a series of unfortunate events. So I told myself, have the information in your Google Calendar before you go. Take another look at the PDF they sent you and download the PDF. Well, I wound up switching computers shortly before I headed out. But I thought, not a problem. I've got the most relevant stuff in my Google Calendar. I had the address, but lo and behold, when I got to the address, I couldn't see the garage. I couldn't see a way to get in. So I'm trying to get on my phone into this website, and the website is not open on my phone. It's like, it's telling me I'm not a human. It's loading so slowly. So then I turn my phone into a hotspot and get out onto the computer. And I'm like, do I have this PDF on the computer? Okay, I think I uploaded it to my Google Drive. Well, let me go ahead and just get into my Google Drive. I don't remember the name of the document. Great. Okay, let me get into the website from the computer, which did work, but it was loading really slowly. So it took me over 20 minutes. I even called my mom. I was like, I need you to get on your computer. Like, I'm thinking I might have to tell her how to get into my account to then give me this information. But lo and behold, I got the information. There's this dog barking at me. And I'm looking at this document. It's got all these arrows and pictures. There's nothing looking like this place I'm supposed to find. Someone comes out to quiet the dog, and he's like, oh, yeah, you have to go in the back alley. And I'm like, what? The back alley? Make this story a little bit faster. I do make it around the corner. My class starts in 2 minutes. I could not get into the space, even though I went to the back alley. I wound up, like, in the driveway on the ground teaching this class. And I was lucky it was a very warm day. I was lucky that the internet in the back alley was much better than the internet that was on the other side, like the front side of the house. Of course, I could not connect to their internet. There was no internet information given to me. I later find out that there was a code that was around the corner of some drain pipe and on the side of the building that had no number in this back alley. And I'm like, gracious, what on earth? And so I'm like, I can't do this anymore. And I cancel my booking. And so all of that is just, I wound up finding a park to teach in that had blazing fast internet. And I was like, yes, this park, ooh, I could teach over here any day of the week as long as there's light outside. I mean, I was loving that park. I'm like, too bad I have to get into my car and go to this house that's supposed to be nice. I'm loving this park. And so that shower at the gym felt great. And then the shower at the house felt even better. I found myself taking all my bags out of the car, and I'm like, oh, do I really want to take these bags out? I mean, I'm only here a week. I'm like, take the bags out, reorganize your stuff. You have shampoo. You didn't even get to shampoo your hair at the gym. You can shampoo your hair here. And I took my time shampooing. I took my time in the shower, and everything felt good. And then I said, okay, you got to get online. You got to work. You got to make some money. Because I missed out on some money the past few days. Got to make some money. So you know what? I'm going to be still just for a minute longer. Just for a minute longer. And recently I discovered a podcast, Think Like an Economist, which I'm really enjoying. These bite-sized nuggets. I'm so glad these episodes are short, because if they weren't short, I might not succeed. But everything is designed to be really simple, really short, and just enjoyable. So from the economist view, what's the cost of me not going online to teach those classes? And what's the cost of me wanting to stay still for another minute? Like, can I? How much would it cost for me to stay still for a minute longer? And when I say stay still, I mean, how much would my peace cost? And part of me wants to be like, priceless. My peace is priceless. But in taking the time to pause, to stop running, even though you got 1,000,001 things to do, or even though you feel like 1,000,001 things are happening, right? Like that whole fiasco of trying to do the studio. Sometimes it's good to just stay still and just know, you know what, something's gonna work out. Now, some people might be like, oh, trust in God. And I say, trust that if you keep trying for the right thing, if you keep trying to reach your goal, then sometimes you will do more harm than continuing to rush or push. Think about if you were wanting to build a house. You wanted to build a house and you had your wood and your hammer and your nails and you knew you had to finish this house before the next storm. But you haven't slept in over 24 hours. You're starting to drop nails. Some of the wood looks a little warped. Some of it looks like it might even have termites. Are you actually making things better by continuing to build this house? Or do you need to take a pause, drink a cup of tea, coffee, juice, soda? Don't drink a Red Bull and keep working on that house. You're going to have all kinds of problems with your house. So the beam going to be all crooked and stuff. But maybe if you just take a pause and consider, what are my other options? Or just do something else for just a minute. Just do something else. Like, I really need to finish this house. But you know what? I'm going to take a minute to just feel the wind against my face or look up at the stars. And then, with that little mental shift, now I can rethink, okay, do I have the energy? Am I getting a second wind to keep working on this house right now? And trusting that I'm not going to use the beams that are warped or the wood that has termites, but I'm going to go work on installation right now or something. Or do I feel like doing any more work right now would be a bad idea? I need to wait until morning and I need to get some more wood when the store is open. So right now I'm going to sleep. That's okay too. And so there are times in my business where I get frustrated and I'm like, oh my gosh, I just need to finish this website. I just need to fix this. I just need to finish this course. And then there are times when I just have to trust, you know what? This course is not even looking good. Or the sound quality on that episode is so bad. And you've, on like take 10. It's not working right now. Take a pause. Take a pause. It's not that you're giving up. It's not your failure. Just take a pause. Come back to it a little later. And then boom, knock it out of the park. Oh yeah. Or, oh my gosh, I have a much better idea for this course. Now I know what it needs. So that's the thing, my friends. That's the thing. How do you know when to take a pause? I can't fully tell you that. I would say that a good signal to take a pause is when you feel like a lot of bad things are happening or things are not happening the way they should. That's a good signal to be like, ooh, let's slow down. If you're feeling like you don't have time to think, you're drinking your coffee, but you don't even know what it tastes like, that might be a time to take a pause. Yeah. Or you haven't seen your friends in a while, or you're just feeling cranky. That might be a good time to take a pause. Maybe. Okay, but maybe your friends have just been not available, or maybe you just like being cranky. All right, my friends. Well, I hope you found this somewhat useful. I am going to go finish my pedicure, and then I'm going to go online and do some work, because this pause has helped me feel like, yeah, I'm going to love working today. Oh, yeah, it's going to be fun. Until next time, peace.